Well, today we have a special topic that combines two fascinating areas, the Enneagram and mental health. We all know how important it is to take care of our mental well-being, but have you ever wondered how different Enneagram types struggle with their mental health? Well, you're in the right place. I've compiled insightful information from my own research and by polling the 45,000 followers I have over on Instagram. And let me tell you, there are some shocking correlations that I've never heard before. So keep watching, because in this video, I will dive into all 9 Enneagram types and help you navigate the ups and downs of your own mental health journey and those you truly care about. Hi, my name is Tyler Zock, and I'm the author of the 40-Day Gospel for Enneagram Devotional series and your personal guide to helping you transform your life, relationships, and workplace by giving you spot-on truths for your type. Now, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on more great content coming up next week. Well, let's get started with type 1. Ones possess a strong inner critic that constantly evaluates their actions and behavior against their own high standards. This critical voice can be relentless, leading to self-doubt and a constant sense of not measuring up. Anxiety and stress often overwhelm ones as they relentlessly pursue perfection and strive to meet expectations. The pressure they put on themselves can be overwhelming, affecting their mental well-being. Ones can find it challenging to adapt to change and often struggle with rigid thinking patterns. This inflexibility can create frustration and difficulty in adjusting to new circumstances, leading to increased stress and anxiety. Suppressed anger and resentment can build up within ones when they feel they or others fall short of their ideals. This internal conflict can be emotionally draining and contribute to feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction. Ones sometimes feel paralyzed by this fear of making mistakes or not living up to their own high standards. This fear can hinder their progress and prevent them from taking risks, leading to self-imposed limitations and missed opportunities. Neglecting self-care becomes a common occurrence for ones as they prioritize their responsibilities and their pursuit of perfection. This neglect can take a toll on their mental and physical well-being, leading to burnout and decreased resilience. Ones tend to fixate on problem solving, finding it challenging to shift their focus and let go, especially when it comes to the messiness of people and relationships. This fixation can lead to increased stress and difficulty in finding a balance and enjoyment in the present moment. Feeling a strong sense of responsibility for everyone and everything can lead to anxiety and fatigue. This weight of responsibility can be overwhelming, contributing to a constant state of worry and exhaustion. Struggling with perfectionism can contribute to feelings of not being good enough, potentially leading to depression. The relentless pursuit of an attainable ideal can take a toll on their self-esteem and overall mental well-being. Now let's talk about type 2s. 2s grapple with self-doubt and low self-esteem, constantly needing reassurance of their worth. Their self-worth often relies on external validation, making it challenging for them to recognize their intrinsic value. Dwelling on past hurts and negative experiences is a tendency that affects their emotional well-being. The weight of these experiences can hinder their ability to move forward and find emotional healing. Discovering a sense of belonging and establishing their identity can be a continuous struggle for 2s. This quest for acceptance and connection can impact their mental well-being as they navigate their place in the world. 2s often overload their schedule with responsibilities, prioritizing the needs of others over their own. This selflessness can lead to exhaustion, anxiety, and a lack of self-care, putting their mental health at risk. The fear of being seen as needy or burdensome can make it challenging for 2s to ask for help or express their own needs. This struggle to set boundaries can result in feelings of resentment or isolation. 2s may find themselves caught in a cycle of seeking external validation and deriving self-worth from helping others. This dependence on external recognition can contribute to feelings of emptiness and a lack of fulfillment. 2s have a tendency to absorb the emotions of others and feel responsible for their happiness. This emotional burden can lead to overwhelm and difficulty in setting healthy emotional boundaries. When their efforts go unnoticed or appreciated, 2s can experience feelings of disappointment and self-doubt. This lack of recognition can potentially lead to depression and a questioning of their self-worth. 2s often struggle with codependency, feeling a compulsion to regulate others' emotions. This consistent focus on others can result in anxiety and a neglect of their own emotional well-being. Now, let's talk about type 3s. 3s can experience immense pressure to achieve and perform at a very high level, often surpassing their own limits. This pressure can become overwhelming and lead to increased stress and anxiety. The fear of failure and being perceived as unsuccessful constantly weighs on the minds of 3s. This fear can create a constant sense of anxiety and self-doubt, hindering their ability to take risks and embrace growth opportunities. 3s tend to rely on external validation for self-worth, seeking approval and recognition from others. This reliance on external feedback can leave them vulnerable to fluctuations in their self-esteem. The pursuit of success can sometimes lead 3s to neglect personal relationships and self-care. This imbalance can result in feelings of isolation, loneliness, and a lack of fulfillment despite all of their achievements. 3s often struggle to identify where their schedule becomes overloaded and fatigue sets in. They may not realize that they are crashing and burning until it's too late. 3s feel immense pressure to maintain a perfect image in the eyes of others. 3s feel lost and distressed when they become disconnected from their true selves, losing sight of their authentic desires and values. This disconnection can create inner turmoil and a sense of an identity crisis. 3s may have achieved great success in various aspects of life, but they still feel a sense of deep emptiness inside, right? Despite all of their external accomplishments, they struggle to find true fulfillment and meaning in their lives. After achieving something, 3s can often experience an imposter syndrome, doubting their own worthiness and fearing being exposed as a fraud. This internal struggle can undermine their confidence and contribute to feelings of anxiety and self-doubt. All right, let's talk about type 4s. 4s experience intense emotions, and mood swings are a part of the 4s experience, leading to sullenness, outbursts, anxiety, or depression. Managing these fluctuating emotions can be challenging. 4s can feel misunderstood and different from others, which can create a sense of isolation and detachment. This feeling of being an outsider can lead them to retreat or not fully engage in social interactions. 4s long for deep emotional connections, yet fear the possibility of abandonment, leading to inner turmoil and anxiety. Balancing their desire for connection and their fear of rejection can be emotionally challenging. Self-doubt, self-pity, and low self-esteem often plague 4s, hindering their self-acceptance. These negative self-perceptions can contribute to a constant struggle for validation and feelings of unworthiness. 4s have a tendency to dwell on the past, replaying past mistakes and relational experiences in their minds. This rumination can fuel feelings of shame and a sense of unrelatability, impacting their mental well-being. 4s often absorb criticisms, judgments, and negative messages from others, which can distort their self-image and trigger feelings of inadequacy or unworthiness. Learning to establish healthy boundaries and separate their self-worth from their external opinions is crucial. 4s constantly fear overwhelming others with their raw and authentic experiences. This fear of rejection or judgment often leads them to try and calm themselves before sharing with friends, which hinders their ability to fully express themselves. Feeling lonely and unlovable, 4s may unconsciously push people away despite yearning for connection. This cycle of pushing and longing can contribute to a deep sense of emotional isolation and hinder their social interactions. 4s tend to avoid mundane and routine tasks, favoring aesthetically pleasing and emotionally resonant activities, which can lead them to increased stress and anxiety. All right, let's talk about type 5s. At their worst, 5s may experience psychotic breaks with reality or conclude that life is just meaningless. Coping with existential questions and finding purpose can be overwhelming for them. 5s may hold the belief that they are a burden, fearing that their voice will cause inconvenience and that their needs will disrupt others. This mindset can lead to isolation and hinder their ability to express themselves fully. 5s cope with troubling emotions by intellectualizing their feelings or engaging in excessive isolation. While this may serve as a protective mechanism, it can also contribute to feelings of loneliness and detachment. 5s, if they go down the wrong rabbit hole without verifying information, may become vulnerable to conspiracy theories and phobias. This can lead to a heightened anxiety and distorted perception of reality. Fives can develop obsessive tendencies, such as excessive researching, analyzing, or accumulating information. This behavior, driven by a desire to feel prepared and secure, can become compulsive and interfere with their daily functioning. The unknown aspects of situations can be extremely distressing for fives. When faced with unanswered questions or the inability to find necessary information, they can experience intense frustration and even a sense of madness. Fives often struggle with the social pressure to engage with groups and may have a diagnosed or undiagnosed social anxiety disorder. The need to withdraw and protect themselves can hinder their ability to navigate social interactions. Fives may have a fear of inadequacy or incompetence, which can hinder them from taking risks and pursuing new opportunities. Right? This fear can hold them back from reaching their full potential. Fives may neglect their physical needs and self-care due to their own intense intellectual focus. It is important for them to address this tendency and prioritize their overall well-being. Okay, let's talk about type 6. Sixes constantly anticipate and worry about potential dangers or worst-case scenarios, often leading to heightened anxiety and stress. Managing these anticipatory thoughts is crucial for their mental well-being. Being extra sensitive to potential threats or having experienced or witnessed traumatic events, sixes may be susceptible to panic attacks. Recognizing and addressing these vulnerabilities is essential in supporting their mental health. The desire for certainty and security makes sixes more prone to obsessive thoughts and compulsive behaviors. Understanding and managing these tendencies can help alleviate anxiety and promote a healthier mindset. Sixes tend to overthink, second-guess themselves, and be indecisive, leading to analysis paralysis and feelings of being trapped. Overcoming indecisiveness and finding strategies to navigate uncertainties is key for their emotional well-being. Trusting themselves is an ongoing struggle for sixes, particularly due to past traumatic experiences like I mentioned before. Balancing external advice and opinions while maintaining self-trust is vital to their mental health. Being separated from their security and safety net can trigger overwhelming fear and spiral them into pessimism. Recognizing and managing this fear is crucial for their emotional resilience. Too much change can disrupt sixes' sense of stability, routine, and predictability, leading to heightened stress levels and insecurity. Navigating change and finding ways to maintain a sense of stability is important. Navigating expectations, whether communicated or unspoken, within relationships creates internal conflict for sixes. Balancing their own aspirations and others' expectations can create tension, uncertainty, and impact their emotional well-being. Negative experiences with authority figures who engage in abusive behavior can have long-lasting psychological consequences for sixes. Recognizing and addressing the impact of such experiences, including PTSD, depression, anxiety disorders, and difficulties with trust and self-esteem, is essential for their healing. Okay, let's talk about type 7s. Dealing with painful emotions is a constant struggle for 7s. They often resort to staying busy and avoiding the confrontation of these emotions, leading to discomfort and being overwhelmed. Many 7s experience symptoms of ADHD, such as impulsivity, restlessness, and difficulty focusing. This lifelong struggle to regulate emotions and keep up in structured environments can lead to depression, low self-esteem, and feelings of inadequacy. 7s are susceptible to turning to substance abuse as a means to maintain a high or escape discomfort. Recognizing this vulnerability and seeking healthier coping mechanisms is crucial. Despite their typically upbeat and energetic demeanor, 7s may experience periods of deep depression when they cannot distract themselves any longer from underlying emotional pain. Understanding and addressing these periods of deep depression is vital for their mental health. Despite their constant pursuit of stimulation, 7s may still feel unsatisfied and unfulfilled. This can lead to irritability and an inability to find contentment, especially when their desires go unmet. As a 7-wing 6, sometimes struggle with a mix of extreme idealism and anxiety about the future. This challenging state requires careful management and navigation to promote well-being. 7s often feel that their brains are overstimulated, leading to impulsive reactions and outbursts, including yelling. They may feel inadequate then as a spouse or parent when they struggle to control their emotions. The pressure to always be, the fun one can cause anxiety about letting people down. Saying no to commitments they would typically say yes to can be a source of stress and guilt. 7s may intensely avoid tasks and responsibilities they dislike to reduce stress and anxiety, sometimes for extended periods of time. However, this avoidance perpetuates their problems and hinders their personal growth. All right, let's talk about type 8s. 8s feel a strong sense of responsibility to fix everything and champion for others, leading to anxiety and constant pressure. Neglecting their own needs in the pursuit of strength and independence can be overwhelming and exhausting. 8s often struggle with the fear of being too much for their therapists or professionals. This fear hinders their ability to really open up and trust that their intensity of experiences won't lead to being dismissed or discharged. 8s can feel triggered when they feel out of control, leading them to feel jitterness and feeling restless. Engaging in physical activities like working out provides a sense of calm, but if it's not managed, it can result in attempting to control the people around them, straining their relationships. Neglecting to address the feelings beneath their anger can lead to symptoms of depression. Self-care practices such as maintaining a healthy diet, exercising, and socializing may be neglected, causing them to isolate themselves. 8s struggle to accept emotions like sadness or fear, berating themselves for allowing pain to happen. The denial and pressure to be at their best may make them more susceptible to traumatic experiences and increase the risk of PTSD. 8's strong-willed nature can make it challenging to control anger or aggressive outbursts. Recognizing the need for professional help and seeking appropriate guidance can safeguard relationships and promote their emotional well-being. Others often make incorrect assumptions about 8s, assuming that they can handle their burdens alone or dismissing their intense emotional processing as mere drama. Acknowledging their genuine pain and providing support is crucial for fostering understanding and meaningful connections. Lastly, 8s may experience low-grade paranoia, stemming from a fear of betrayal, harm, or being taken advantage of. This can manifest as muddled thinking, plotting, or a tendency towards acts of revenge. All right, lastly, let's talk about type 9s. 9s may experience bouts of depression as they internalize their feelings and avoid conflict. This internalization can lead to a sense of numbness, low energy, and disconnection. 9s may face generalized anxiety disorder, resulting in excessive worry and restlessness. Difficulties in asserting themselves can further contribute to their anxiety. 9's tendency to disengage from conflicts and stressful situations may lead to dissociative experiences. They may feel detached from reality, existing in a dreamlike state or in an unfamiliar world. 9s may exhibit traits of avoidant personality disorder in relationships and social situations. A fear of conflict and rejection can contribute to feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and a reluctance to take risks. 9s may experience sleep difficulties, such as insomnia or restless sleep, due to internalized stress and unaddressed emotions. 9s often rely on people-pleasing to maintain harmony, neglecting their own needs. The strong desire for harmony can prevent them from expressing their true feelings and can lead to toxic relationships. 9s struggle with feeling like they're inconveniencing or bothering others by asking for help. This difficulty in seeking support further depletes them and hinders their emotional well-being. 9s often experience decision anxiety, fearing making the wrong choice. This anxiety can cause them to delay decisions, leading to increased stress and indecisiveness. 9s find it challenging to say no, often prioritizing other needs over their own. However, taking on excessive responsibilities eventually becomes overwhelming, leading to a desire to retreat and avoid everything in life. All right, we made it through all the 9 types. That's a wrap. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know if you see any of these struggles in yourself or someone you know and love. Listen, we're all in this together and we need to help each other gracefully and with lots of empathy work through these struggles. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Now, don't leave because I've created a playlist explaining every type in detail so that you can learn more about your type and share it with others so that you can feel seen and known. So click on the playlist above on your screen and I'll see you in the next video.